What is up? What is up? I am Aaron, the Sober Life Coach. Welcome to another Sober Toolbox video. I'm a coach, author, and I've been sober for the last 7 years. I did without AA or rehab. I was able to take personal development, mix that in to my alcohol-free lifestyle, and I never looked back. I built my own path, and I want to share some of the insights that I have over the past 7 years so I can help you guys create your own path too. Today we're going to be talking about something super prevalent in the people I work with and the people that I see out there, and is I can't stop and I don't want to, right? Sometimes we don't want to stop. Sometimes we think that we can't stop, so why not just keep drinking? Sometimes we see alcohol as something that is out there. It's fun. I'm going to miss out. I'm going to have this FOMO, so I don't want to stop. I want to continue drinking, but it's costing me my health. It's costing me relationships. It's costing me my edge, but I don't want to stop, and I don't want to do that forever, right? And we're going to bust out the forever nothing myth and build an identity-based momentum, right? Because you don't need to be perfect. You need to be in motion. You just need to move forward, right? And the all or nothing lie is this lie keeps us stuck. Successful people stuck, right? The all or nothing lie is I can't do this ever, so I won't even start. Have you been there? I know I have. I know that I thought I had to quit alcohol for the rest of my life, and I'm going to, and I have been for the last 7 years. But just that thinking in the very beginning kept me stuck because I didn't want to lose my friend. Alcohol was my friend. Alcohol was one of those things that I had in my life that I thought, hey, this is someone that cares about me. It's a solution to my problem. It's helping me be more confident. It's helping me with my stress. It's helping me with my sleep. But it wasn't a friend. It wasn't the solution at all. It was actually the problem. But that I can't do this forever, so I'm not even going to start thinking. I've been there too. This like keeps successful people stuck because we think that we can't get rid of this, so might as well just continue going. It's giving us something, right? It's not. We're not just drinking because we have this feeling that we need to. It's giving us something. It's a solution to one of the problems in our lives: stress, anxiety, or both. Maybe it's a solution to your connection. Maybe it's a solution to rewarding yourself. Whatever that solution is, you think that alcohol is that solution. And that's exactly why we successful smart people stay stuck. And a lot of the times we think, well, why the hell can't I figure this out? I know I did. I can't figure this out. I can figure other areas in my life out, but why can't I figure this out? And alcohol wins when the standard is perfection, right? We always think that sobriety is going to be this perfect thing, that we're just going to remove alcohol and then we're going to have this perfect life. That's not how this works. A lot of the times, I know for me, a lot of bridges were burned, a lot of finances were put in a mess, a lot of relationships were put into disarray. And once we remove alcohol from our lives, we're going to have to deal with those things, and we're going to have to start rebuilding our lives. So sobriety isn't just about being perfect. It's about being imperfectly perfect, right? So we're going to just try and do things and take imperfect actions, and we're going to try things, and we're going to try things out, try new paths, try different things until something works, right? Because you're not failing sobriety. The framework is failing you, right? You don't have a framework. You don't have a plan. You don't have a solution to the problems in your life that are not alcohol. And if you don't have those, like I said before, you're gonna have this void. You're gonna have this void of just alcohol. You removed alcohol, but now you have this void of problems still, right? You have this void of bad habits. You have this void of all these things in your life: stress, anxiety, not having proper rewards, those kinds of things. And if you just leave that there, your alcohol is gonna fill that gap. So you have to fill that with something else. You have to fill that with better habits. You have to fill that with better plans. You have to fill that with a better life. And once you start doing that, you change in the identity level, and that identity level change is gonna help you get to where you want to go. At least it did for me. So this is from the Dare to Be Sober book that I just wrote. Forever thinking is a mental trap disguised as logic. It keeps you afraid of change by making it feel absolute, right? You're afraid to change because you think it's going to be this forever thing, that you're never going to have any fun. You're never gonna be able to go out again. You're never going to be able to see your friends, and that's not true. You just have to learn how to navigate that without having alcohol in your life. You can still see your friends, and if those friends continue to drink, maybe they weren't the friends you needed in your life. Maybe you need to make better friends. But for now, you don't have to think in these absolutes, right? Because it's this logical thinking that keeps you afraid of change, feeling like change is absolute. And it can be long-term sobriety is possible. And I've done it. I've been living long-term sober for the last 7 years. But when you have this all or nothing thinking, it really keeps you trapped. At least it did for me for a long time. So let's disrupt that thinking today. Shift from outcome-based sobriety to identity-based sobriety. Don't chase a number of days. Build a new version of you who doesn't need alcohol, right? Let's not chase days. Let's not chase perfection. Let's not chase all these things that come with this all or nothing thinking, right? Because it doesn't matter what the amount of days you have. Yes, it's cool to have 7 years sober, or it's cool to have 30 days, and that's awesome. Congratulations, you're there. But we can't think in that number, because once we think in that number and then we have a slip up or something happens, we're going to be, oh, we have to go all the way back to zero. Even if I've seen people have 4 or 5, 6 years of sobriety, and they think they have to go back to zero. When you mentally go back to zero, that's when the problems start, because now you think, oh, I have to start over, and you made all this progress, and you're getting rid of it just because you had a slip up. That's all or nothing thinking, and that really hurts a lot of people, right? So instead of all or nothing thinking or chasing the number of days, let's build a new version of you who doesn't need alcohol. I talk a lot about this too. It's not about quitting drinking or just removing alcohol from life. It's eliminating that need to drink, which means that alcohol is no longer the solution in your life. You put better solutions in place to have this, and you track your triggers. You're aware of what's causing you to drink, and now you're able to put better things in place so you have a plan to move forward. And that's exactly what I did, and that's what I help other people do too, because it actually works. It's one of those things that actually works in alcohol-free living. I know it works because I've helped other people do it, and I've also done it myself. So progress and perfection. It means one slip doesn't erase your identity, and don't let it. It doesn't mean that just because you had a slip up, just because you had some past mistakes, doesn't mean that's you anymore. You can change anytime in your life. You can have a breakthrough any moment. Tony Robbins says a breakthrough happens in a moment. You can have that breakthrough at any time, right? And it doesn't really matter where you are. Yes, if you're physically dependent on alcohol, you might need to seek medical attention. Cool, but you have the opportunity to get to where you want to go, as long as you see that slip up or that failure as something that you can learn from and you can grow from, and then you move forward. I say to my kids all the time, we win and we learn, right? We win sometimes, we're going, sobriety's going good, and if we don't win, we can learn from that and move forward. And that's how you can move forward with your alcohol-free lifestyle today. So what if, let me ask you a question. What if you just focused on today, right? Today's the only day that matters. Can you stay alcohol free for one day today? Can you do it just for one day? Can you make a better choice in this moment? Maybe you're drinking already this morning, but can you make a better choice in this moment? Because all that matters is this moment, right? That's how permanent change starts, by mastering the now, by understanding that any time in your life you can make a choice, you can make a decision, can be convicted. I talk about this in my books, but when I first got sober, I was sitting at work, and I was thinking to myself, maybe I should just quit drinking. I had been watching videos about, people physically dependent on alcohol, and I was trying to scare myself. And I thought, I really need to quit drinking. I really need to stop. And a thought came to me, well, maybe you should just end it all. Maybe you should just kill yourself. And that thought, that moment, really, really shook me, because I had a family. I had a decent job. I had all the things in my life. If you looked at my life on the outside, you would think, wow, this is something that I should be proud of. But on the inside, my life was falling apart. I was becoming a daily drinker. Alcohol was waning on my relationships and my health and all these things. And I thought to myself, I can't do this anymore. And that was my breakthrough moment. I had to find another path. All the other paths were AA, rehab, recovery, all these things that people were telling me, traditional paths, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to have the mindset of being powerless in alcohol and AA. And maybe AA isn't like that, but that's my perception of it, right? And it works for a lot of people, but it wasn't going to work for me. So I had to create my own path, and I started on the path of learning how to take personal development and put it into my alcohol-free lifestyle, and learn about habits and things that I was learning in books that I had applied to other areas of my life, and putting them there into my alcohol-free lifestyle. And I never looked back. But I didn't, it just happened in a moment. If I wouldn't have had that moment, maybe I wouldn't have changed. I don't know, but that happened in an instant. July 18th, 2018 was a moment. It was an instant that I said, no more. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. And, if I would have stopped in this forever trap, if I would have not made that decision, if I would have just said, okay, well, I accepted my fate, then maybe I wouldn't be here talking to you, but I am here talking to you. So that moment can happen in an instant. I know it can, because it happened to me. So maybe it's going to happen to you today. And I really hope these videos and my work and what I'm doing here is really helping you understand that moment can be now, and you can work on this. You can reset, rewire, reclaim your life from alcohol one step at a time. So I'm really hoping these videos are getting to that point. So the identity shift becomes small, right? Identity habits stacked with purpose. This is from the book too. You don't have to quit forever. You just need to stop proving you're a drinker. Stop proving it to yourself that you still need alcohol. Stop proving to yourself that alcohol is the solution. Start looking at alcohol for what it is. It's a liar. It doesn't make you less stressed. It makes you more stressed out in the long run. It doesn't make you less anxious. It makes you more anxious in the long run. So once you start changing the identities, killing these myths, busting these lies, and tracking your triggers and bringing awareness and all this stuff we talk about, that's when it changes. But it changes at an identity level, because it's not have, be, do. We can't just have an alcohol-free lifestyle by just removing alcohol. It's be, do, have. We have to become that sober version of ourselves and try and be that person every single day and act like that person every single day. And once we start acting like that, that's when the change happens, because you're changing at an identity level with the habits and things. So super important identity level shift. So let's reframe the goal. The goal become a non-drinker, not survive without booze, not white knuckle another month, but to build a life where alcohol becomes irrelevant. It's not about quitting drinking. It's becoming a non-drinker. It's like when I quit smoking, right? I wanted to quit smoking for a long time. I started smoking at 12 and I quit at 27. But when I was trying to quit smoking, the one thing that really I craved was social connection, because I would go out with people, we'd smoke. And when I stopped, I lost that social connection with my friends and the people at work, right? So what I had to do was I had to get my little nicotine inhaler, and I had to go have that social connection without cigarettes. And I had to tell people, they asked me, hey, you want to smoke? And I said, no, I don't smoke anymore. Yes, I had cravings. Yes, I really wanted some sometimes. Yes, people blow things in my face and things like that. But just at that identity level and that conviction I had, that's really what helped me quit smoking for good. And it was one of those things. And I started to see smoking as something nasty and disgusting. And I really built it up in my mind to see what for cigarettes for what they were. But that's really what helped me just quit smoking. And that's what helped me with alcohol too. So your new frame is, what would the next 7 days look like if I were lived as a sober version of me? What's that next 7 days going to look like? What are you going to look like next week? It is Monday today at the time of this recording. What are you going to look like next Monday if you had a whole week of living alcohol free? What would your life look like? It probably wouldn't be drastic change. It'd probably be little tiny changes underneath, but you would have that knowing that, yes, I got through the first week. I got through the cravings. I got through the triggers. I got through all these things that happened in that first week. I got through all those, and now I can continue to do that. And it gives you a little bit of courage and a little bit of strength and a little bit of power, know that you were able to get through this. Even if you made a mistake, I learned from that mistake and I carried on, because now I know what's going to trip me up. Those kinds of things are definitely going to help you as well, right? So real progress looks like this, right? You get 2 days sober, you slip back, and that's still progress, right? If you choosing water over wine once, still an identity shift, right? Saying no to a drink you normally say yes to, that's a win, right? Don't measure success in streaks, measure it in shifts. You're shifting your mindset. Let's think about it as like it's kind of like shifting your mindset on eating right? Because if you go and you try to become healthy, right, and you think that salads and all this healthy food is nasty and gross, you're never going to change, because you're always feeling like you're missing out. But if you start eating salad and enjoying the way you feel, and thinking about how I'm feeling and how much more energy I have and how much I'm changing just that little bit on the inside, that's where the real change is gonna change for you. I know for me with exercise, you can think of it as pain and and horrible, or you can think about, okay, I really feel good after that workout. So let's think about that. Let's think about how good you're going to feel after you have these. So measure it in shifts, right? So it's still progress if you have a slip up. It's still progress if you choose water over wine. It's still progress if you drink and you normally say and eat, not saying no to a drink which you normally say yes to. That's a win, right? Track these little wins, because those are super important too. That's going to build your courage and your strength, right? So it's decide, do, repeat. Don't overthink this entire staircase. Take the next step, right? Forget I'll start Monday. Start right now. The old you waits, the new you acts, right? It's all about action and getting through to where you want to go. So the day reflection for today is, we're going to disrupt what belief has kept you stuck in forever thinking, right? What belief has kept you stuck in this forever thinking? Think about that. What belief do you have about alcohol that's kept you stuck, or quitting drinking that's kept you stuck? Do you think that it's going to be this horrible, painful process, or do you actually see some benefits to it, right? Start seeing the benefits, start seeing the gains, and that's really going to change things. And ask yourself, what would it look like just to start today? What would it look like if I just started today, went today without a drink? What would that look like? Yes, you're going to have some cravings. Yes, it's going to be uncomfortable. What would that look like tomorrow? Because now you're going to say, okay, I got there. What's next, right? We're going to frame that. Who are you becoming? I'm becoming the kind of person who I'm becoming the kind of person who just tries one day at a time. I'm becoming the kind of person who learns from my mistakes. I'm becoming the kind of person I can trust. Those kinds of identity shift statements are really going to help here. And then we're going to execute. What's one action today that moves you closer to your goal? Are you going to maybe remove the alcohol from your house if that's safe to do so, unless you're physically dependent. You can't go more than 1 to 2 hours with the drink. I wouldn't remove the alcohol, but if you're okay with that. Remove the alcohol out of sight. Maybe tell your family that this is what you're doing, and don't depreciate your sobriety. Say, I'm doing this, and it's going to help me. So those are the kind of things we're going to execute on today. So that's all I have for you guys today. I know this video went a little bit long, but I really wanted to iterate that all or nothing thinking is not something that is really, really helpful. If you think if sobriety is forever, then you're gonna act that way, and you're gonna think that you're losing a friend, and you're not gonna want to continue. But if you think of it as something that you're gonna gain, you can just do it one day at a time, or a month at a time, or break it into little chunks. That's where you get to where you want to go a little bit faster. And look, I think life change doesn't happen all of a sudden, right? We always think that we're going to have this big, huge, monumental change within the first week. Yes, we're going to feel better. Yes, we're going to have all these things are going to change. We're going to get our mindset right and all these things. But those tiny little habits and those tiny little things are going to pay off in the next month, the next 2 months, the next 3 months. So they're building up underneath, and then your growth is going to expand as those things go. Because life is a garden, right? Life is where you plant seeds, and then you water them, and you watch them grow. You protect those seeds, and you watch them grow. Sometimes you plant them in the wrong soil. We got to switch the soil. We got to put a little bit more work in, but eventually we're going to get a harvest if we keep taking care of our garden. So definitely super important to think of things that way. At least it is for me. Are you sick of piecing things together? Get a proven plan that's already helped hundreds of people. You don't need to try harder. You just need identity and clarity. That's what the Dare to Be Sober reset helps you build. It's a 30-day reset. You get daily audio coaching lessons just like this. You get videos as well. You get Dare identity coaching every single day. You get 30 of these in your inbox. You get a sober co-pilot powered by AI, 24/7 support with the Dare coach. You get quick workbooks to help you win the day, and you also get a free PDF copy of the Dare to Be Sober book as well. And every month we start a group coaching and a one-to-one program as well, so to help you guys, guide you with a little more accountability and support. And you get a little bit of time with me twice a week. If that's interested in you, if you're interested in that, just let me know and DM me, and I will send you over some information about it. The next live group coaching starts on August 1st, so don't miss out. And anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening to this. I hope you have a meaningful sober day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.